Hi, I'm Michelle Hartis from Print Blocks, and in this video we're going to show you how all the function keys work on your Cricut machine. So the first function key we're going to look at is the paper saver key. Now how the paper saver key works is traditionally, if you didn't select that button, it would cut out your word in the normal orientation. However, if you're not using this for the actual negative part that's left behind, that you may also use in a layout, you can select the paper saver button to save paper, and it will push all of the letters right up to the top so that you can save that paper for something else. So our next feature key is the real dial size. Once selected, when you cut out with using the real dial size, bearing in mind that this is a normal orientation of how it comes out, this one would come out with all the letters the same size, being the actual real dial size that you have selected on your machine. With both the real dial size and the paper saver keys, it is most obvious with these features using a font that is upper and lower case. So we've selected the Basecamp font here so that you can see the differences. So with the real dial size, the normal way that you would cut out would be, as we mentioned earlier, just like this. Whereas with the real dial size selected, it cuts out to the actual real dial size. So if you selected 2 inches, each letter will measure at 2 inches. They won't be in proportion to your uppercase font that would normally come out that way. Okay, now over to the other side of our keypad, we have the space key. If you were using the negative part, like we showed earlier with the word adore, if you were writing I love you and you wanted to use the negative, you would use the space key to put a space in between your letters. The backspace key, very simple. If you made a mistake and you need to go back a space, that's the one you use. If you're wanting to clear the display, if you've changed your mind or you're wanting to start afresh and you've keyed in the word and you've spelled it wrong, that's the one you use. If you have decided to change your mind on the whole thing, or you just want to clear all the keys on your keypad, instead of having to unpress everything, you can just press the reset all button and that clears your whole keypad. We have the repeat last button, which you can select if you're wanting to repeat the last word or the last sequence of letters or shapes that you have selected. The sound on and off button over here, that is actually to take the sound off from the keypad. It's not the sound that the machine makes when it's cutting, like I thought. It's actually the sound of when you press the buttons. The load last button we have touched on before. It loads your paper back into the last point that you finished cutting at. The set paper size button, as mentioned earlier as well, you can actually set your paper size to a smaller size if you're using up scraps and so forth. The load paper button is to load our paper into our machine for cutting and then unloading when we're finished, which is right beside it. I'm Michelle Hartis for Scrapbook TV. Happy scrapping!